I'm like sitting here, um, and I'm starting to get all like depressed, because I get people saying no one's coming to save you. You got to save yourself. This, and this, right? Well, I've tried to tell this story so many times and it keeps getting taken off. Like when I try to put it on TikTok, it would just get taken off. People just take my content, try to take it, try to make money off of it. But I've been left for dead so many times that there's no way there's not a God. And maybe I am God. Maybe I am part God, but I'm telling you, there's something outside of me that saves me. So I woke up into this nightmare. I think God woke me up. See, like my memory is so messed up and I have such bad trauma, post-traumatic stress, like chronic post-traumatic stress disorder. And my memory is so bad because I've been beaten in the head so many times and I've been on so much witchcraft done on me. So I can't really tell you dates specifically or years specifically. I can only tell you what's happened. And that when I woke up, God woke me up to this nightmare. I believe, well, I haven't been sick a day in my life since 2018. 2017, 2018. And I was woken up shortly after that, right? Left for dead, death by suicide. My family's been gaslighting me, torturing me mentally. All my phones have been hacked. I find out that I'm sold into a sex trafficking ring. And all my phones have been hacked and me and my kids have been on cameras for 4 generations. All right. I don't have control over my own devices right now. I don't have control over my identity. Found out that my birth certificate's fake. My parents were killed. It's because of my blood type. It's because of who I am. It's because I'm royalty. I'm not the only one going through this. I'm part of God's elect. This is angels versus demons. So what I want to get at is the story. So all the cars I've ever owned, I've gotten into car accidents. Nobody's luck is that bad. Come to find out that it's all attempts on my life. I've had near accidents my whole entire life where I've almost died, and it was because of witchcraft and because of people that are after these assets that I didn't even know I had. I guess I'm a trust fund baby, didn't even know it. I'm literally sitting here in poverty, and I had to escape with my life. Satanic ritual abuse, Epstein Island, the Latter-day Saints Church, people that have been smiling in my face my whole entire life, stabbing me in the back, tried to give me AIDS, even changed my medical records. I'm talking about every kind of invasion of privacy that you can think of. There's cameras on me right now listening to me. My phone's freaking monitoring me. They're using all of my social media for money, just like a cash cow. And Vanguard and BlackRock. So when I woke up to this mess, God saved my life. People want to say nobody's coming to save you. Yeah, well, somebody saved me over and over again. And I would believe that if I hadn't felt it with my own, I guess that's what God says. Only my sheep will know me. I was left for dead. Took a bunch of pills thinking I was going to die for this person that was like, he had me thinking, this Chad Burnite had me thinking that he was a victim. I was so confused at that time. I didn't really realize what was going on because I was being drilled with direct energy weapons now that I know. Being drilled with witchcraft, being putting witchcraft in my food. That's fucking disgusting. This dude was hypnotizing me, drugging me, raping me on camera, stole my identity, stole my ID so they could commit fraud in my name, took out a PPP loan in my name, Blankenship, this dirty ass cop. They're all into this sex. So it's a sundown town, dude. Sioux City, Iowa, and North Sioux City, South Dakota is all ran by Freemasons that are all corrupt. The whole world is. These 13 families, right? So Jesus saved me on the 3rd day when I tried to kill myself. I woke up on the 3rd day. I was sitting in my mom's trailer and with my daughter that she turned against me. That's stalking me right now. 4:44 as I'm saying this. Sold my kids. So I lost all of my kids, lost everything. Every vehicle I ever had, they sabotaged. So left me for dead. I woke up on the third day. Felt like I can't even tell you how, like, I got up and fell straight on my face. I got up and fell straight on my face like, okay, you can't be in God's presence. It was just his spirit, and I couldn't even stand before him. I went into the bathroom and I sat down and I felt something touch my cheek. It was like, and it scared the crap out of me, man. I just, you know, so I decided to get into the bathtub. I also felt Jezebel there too. Now that I know spirits, I didn't know then what spirits were around me, but I know now that it was the Holy Spirit, and there was also Jezebel, or a succubus spirit. It was a succubus spirit. And because I could feel it, like touching on my private parts. It was disgusting. So I got into the bathtub. Something got into the bathtub with me. One leg, then the other, and wrapped its arms around me. I started like reaching for the water, and like I was freaking out because I didn't know what was going on, and then it was gone. And so then the cops show up, and I miraculously, right after 3 days, I was literally pronounced dead pretty much. I was 3 days dead in that bed. Nobody checked on me, but the second that Wi-Fi signal came back on, then the cops show up and say that I have to put myself into the mental institution or they're going to lock me up for 3 months. Yeah, the cops were involved in it. Rich Headed is a drug dealer. He used to sell weed. My dad was a drug dealer. I caught him smoking weed with my stepdad when I was 14 years old with the drug dog sitting outside. Yeah, it's all good and fun when you're on that side, but when they turn after you, what do you do about a dirty cop? What do you do? So, anyways, I get out of the mental institution. I had Misty Jungerman pick me up, which was my boss at Goody to Go. I started using drugs with her, as soon as I quit that job. And so she picked me up after like 3 days. I think I had to stay there for a certain amount of days, and then I got out. It was hell. It was hell. Didn't have any idea that my parents were behind all this, right? I thought Chad, it is what it is. Come to find out, Chad ends up telling me that, my parents paid him to do it, and he wished he could take it back. That was all he ever said to me about it. So fast forward, anyways, I started realizing something was very wrong. I started questioning my mom about this inheritance. I started questioning her about this money. And then she fucking kidnapped my child, told me to go live under a bridge, to go live in this property with my money, and kicked me out. Set me up with the cops. It was crazy. I'm sitting in my bedroom, and there's a knock at the door. I just gotten out of the bathtub. I was in a bath towel. No knock at the door. I'm talking a knock at my bedroom door. It's the cops. Somebody says you're on drugs, Officer Ryan. Well, somebody said you're on drugs, Officer Ryan, and I'm not in your bedroom. Go away. Oh, no, blah, blah, blah. This is happening. They didn't even have probable cause, right? I ended up being in jail for I think I was in jail for 10 days or something, or a certain amount of time. I ended up getting out for $50, and then all my charges got dropped. Because when I got out, I went to try to get into my iPhone, and it was disabled for too many attempts getting in the iPhone. And then so miraculously, the footage of them trashing my room and not finding anything vanished. So my charges were all dropped. I was looking at 2 felony drug charges for ingestion of meth at the time, when they had no probable cause, trying to say that it was DHS. DHS shows up when there's a DHS call. It was all set up to get me to lose my place to live. I lost my dog. I lost everything. I didn't want to live with that bitch anyway. She tried poisoning my dog, man. So I moved out, moved into Riverside, Carla Curtis's house. Thought this was my best friend. Come to find out, she's been living off of me. This disability that she was getting was all my money. They've been living off of me. Been living off of me while I had nothing. Nothing. Then my child support that I had stopped. They started stealing my child support from me. These motherfuckers wanted to make sure that I had nothing. Nothing. I just can't even imagine this. Now that I'm looking back at everything, it's disgusting. So I started realizing that all of these people were in on what was going on with me. I started noticing the witchcraft that was going on in the house as I'm waking up spiritually. And so one day I just walked off. I walked off. God told me just to leave, so I did. I ended up going to Mercy Medical saying I wanted to kill myself because I had nowhere to go. It's not that I wanted to kill myself. It's that I knew I'd have a place to stay. I ended up staying there 25 days. I ended up gaining 80 pounds because they were all doing witchcraft on me. It was all. They were doing witchcraft on me at that freaking, at the, see how they mess with the light in my phone too? Fucking scumbags. That's not normal for your phone to just do that. They fucking constantly just fuck with you. But yeah, so they're doing witchcraft on me at the fucking hospital to get me to gain weight. I mean, if you're in a hospital for 25 days and all you do is eat 3 times a day, I gained ballooned up. And I was not going back to Sioux City. So I ended up getting into a drug treatment center, Rosecrans. I was there 30 days and I decided to move to Council Bluffs, which was absolutely, I don't know why the fuck I thought that I was just going to start over. That's what I was trying to do, but they followed me there. Everything was used by divination. So they knew what I was doing because they were all giving all of my information to my family the whole time. The freaking Deb from Women's and Children's was conversating with my freaking family behind my back to tell them where I was going when it was none of their fucking business where I was going. These people have been reporting to these pedophiles the whole time. They're my handlers. They're not my family. So I go to Council Bluffs and I put on the internet that I wanted to join the be a missionary, and all these missionaries showed up at my door. It was all set up from the beginning. Latter-day Saints set me up to marry freaking Ronald. Within 3 months, I knew that I'd made a mistake. This dude went from like the absolute perfect husband to a fucking nightmare that beat the shit out of me, that followed me around, that was cheating on me the whole time, that gave me a bacterial infection because he was sleeping around on me the whole time. I had bruises all over me. I barely escaped with my life. The dude tried to kill me. Okay? So then what did I do? Called Carly. Called Carla. Not knowing that they're all working behind my back together. So I go back to Sioux City and I'm on drugs again. And I realized instantly that something was wrong. As soon as Carly picked me up, dude. Not that night because it was late. By the time we got back, it was dark. It was a couple days later when I went there in the light and she started showing me her new trailer, showing me all this new stuff she got, which was all because of my money. They all got all a piece of the pie while they left me for dead. Stolen my truck, stolen everything I owned, everything. That's why I ended up walking away from Carla's in the first place. Then I ended up going back there because I had nowhere to fucking go. All of the stuff that was in my truck that was stolen is all over Carly's garage. The rocks, because I pick up rocks. All the rocks were in her yard and shit. And there's flies everywhere. And I go to Carla's and all of the electronics are backfiring. All of the appliances are all malfunctioning. It smells like sewer. Big ass spiders like this in the basement. Shit's flying off of the walls. Poltergeist. It was all demonic activity. I could tell instantly it was all witchcraft. And then Carla's dog died. That was a backfired ritual. 1333 as I said this. So I knew instantly all of these people were in on what was going on. Plus they had a camera in the basement and I'm sitting there in the basement with this Austin Nappy dude and of course all of these clowns. And I see Ronnie walking down the street. I knew instantly that they were all involved. And I could tell that I was being gang stalked times 10 at this town. All the gang stalking increased. Did I know that I was being gang stalked in Council Bluffs? No. I didn't know. But as soon as I got back to Sioux City, it was like a hell. I knew instantly that I messed up. Find out they're all pedophiles. Find out that Carly's little girl's being abused. Find out that Carly's little girl is Chuck's baby. Find out all of this stuff, right? Anyway, so I'm sitting at Carly's and I realize I got to play this play this out. So I'm like, I wouldn't even go inside the house at night. I would stay in the back porch. It was like a wooded area in this Tallview Terrace where they're trafficking little boys right now and little girls and trafficking in Sioux City, Iowa right now. There's cows mooing and then one day night the cows were not mooing. It was like they sacrificed these cows. It's disgusting, right? So I'm sitting in the back and I'm watching TikTok or whatever and all of a sudden my TikTok goes off and these people came across. It was some crusty ass weird fucking incest weird, like inbred looking weirdo with a fucking scraggly ass beard that came over my phone and said something about the Quasi 12. And then all of a sudden I could hear this. I can't even explain to you like all of it. It was crazy. Like I knew instantly that somebody was coming to try to hurt me, right? And there's this car barreling up. There's a long driveway to go up this car, and this car's barreling up. So all of a sudden, like I get on my hands and knees and I start praying to God, because I am like, okay, these people are trying to kill me. And I start doing Psalms and I start praying to God, right? All of a sudden I hear this loud thunder, and there was no rain. All right. There was no rain. It was a clear night, crystal clear. Then all of a sudden I'm praying. All of a sudden this thunder came out of the sky, and I heard this car crash. And it got so thick with fog. It was like a smoke, like a scentless smoke. Couldn't even see your hand in front of your face. And I'm praying and I'm praying, and all I could see were all of these black shadows everywhere, right? And it was just a trip. I'm praying and I'm praying and I'm praying and I'm praying. And then all of a sudden, all of these like glow lights. It wasn't like a flashlight. It was like an old 1880s lantern that came creeping up around me, and every single, like they were surrounded me. And it was like, I was shaking, trembling. I just kept praying. I 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 kept praying. And I kept praying. And until morning came. Whatever those lanterns were, they were protecting me. And I called, and God sent his angels. So it is what it is. Like that happened to me, man. That literally happened to me. And I walked off again with no money. Just left everything again and walked off. Then God told me to go to Missouri. Told me to flee to Missouri. That I would find my soul tribe here. Told me that he was so disappointed in me because I had already been delivered from this place. Don't ever go back to a place that God has delivered you from. Don't do it. It's not worth it. He was so mad at me. He said he didn't want me to manifest anything for 7 days. I stayed outside pretty much for 7 days, sleeping under a tree while all of these people thought it was funny, where they all had my money in their pockets, driving around in circles while I'm sleeping underneath a tree. Couldn't even get into a homeless shelter. So I went right back to the nut hut. So I didn't know where to go. And then from there, I went to a domestic violence shelter. And from there, I got a bus ticket here. Got off a bus with, like I said, I had $3. No phone, one bag, and an umbrella, and a blanket that the homeless shelter gave me. They wouldn't let me in, but they gave me a blanket and 2 pairs of socks. Here I am. The same position. Now all the gang stalking is going on here. Followed me here. Follow me everywhere. God's saying they'll follow you everywhere because they're fucking desperate. These are demons. These people are all of reprobate mind. It's sealed versus marked. I've been dealing with this for so long. But you're not going to sit here and tell me that nobody's coming to save me, because every time I pray, somebody saves me. Every time. So maybe nobody's coming to save you, but somebody already saved me. So you can go ahead and just be quiet. Because I remembered that now. And I was getting depressed when you guys saying that. But I know how Satan is. And Satan's an insufferable worm and will say anything to get anybody to believe anything. Nobody's come to save you, Satan. And that's why you're mad. Because you're destined to die.